Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for tomorrow. And to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video, and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of this video. Right after this chart analysis, I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys you won't want to miss, as well as I'm going to discuss the ticker symbols we mentioned over at the Discord this morning, the stocks I was watching. Now, we went 3 for 3. All 3 of them were home runs, and home runs in my definition are 20% and beyond on a single day within just a few minutes to a few hours. So that is something that we did today. We went 3 for 3, and if that's something that interests you, you're more than welcome to join us. We have a community of investors that are all smart, intelligent, collectively as a whole, 100 plus members, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. So if that's something that interests you, you can join us over at the Discord. The link is down below. But just to give you guys a sneak peek of one of the stocks, there was 3 of them I mentioned, but one of the stocks I mentioned was COCP, and it was sitting at around 170 when I mentioned it. So when I mention stocks, it does not mean that's the entry or the exit or anything like that. That's the moment I started watching it, and I was watching for some type of confirmation before letting everyone know why I was watching it. And usually I'm looking for news or information on why it's moving. If not, I go based off the technicals. Well, it was sitting at 170, and it turns out I didn't know this, and no one knows this, but when we're looking at stocks, we're looking for volume, we're looking for momentum and how things are playing out. But no one knew that this stock was going to be the #1 traded stock of the day, and no one knew it was going to go up 100 and certain percent, like about almost 130% on the day. So what I'm usually looking for is 5 to 10% on a regular day, 10 to 20% on a great day, and then all the way up to 20% plus is a home run for the day. This stock went up 120 to 130% from the lows right after talking about it in the pre-market at 170, went down to 153, and ran all the way up to 343, okay? That right there was tremendous. But just in a matter of 30 minutes to an hour, this stock was already giving between 50 to 70% gain in just that one run from those lows, and even 170 when I mentioned it. So if this is something that interests you, you want to go ahead and join us, you're more than welcome to. The links are down below to the Discord and Patreon. Slots are filling up pretty quickly. You'll gain access to my weekly watch list and daily watch list, and the community of investors that are all smart and intelligent, looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. So here we are with PLTR. PLTR has actually been hitting newer dips every single time, and these dips come back to the same place, and it is $20, okay? $20 to $21. Now, we just touched it recently with PLTR today. It hit down here a low of 2087, and it bounced back. The question is, will PLTR for the first time in this big pullback and sideways consolidation break through $20 and end up below it? That's like probably the biggest question mark right now that every single investor is asking themselves and watching closely. And especially with everything going on in the market right now and the market conditions, this stock could pull back and break through $20 if interest rates hike up, if inflation continues to grow and become a big deal, or just fear in the markets could possibly pull this down. But PLTR has a floor here in the $20, $21 mark that just does not get broken through. That's going to be a big deal if it does. And anything below $20 becomes even more interesting, because along this whole entire sideways movement, $20 has been probably one of the most interesting points for this stock. And we got real close to it, and now it's bouncing back. So that's some strength there from the bulls and the foundation of those holding this stock for the future. So the 50-day moving average is 22.27. Anything above it is bullish. Anything below it is bearish. Our support level here is the lowest point before this started to run again, and that's 20.98. If that gets broken through, I'd watch it very carefully to see how quickly it's moving to newer lows and how much further is it going into the $20 mark and pulling away from the 50-day moving average, okay? Super important to watch. Now our resistance is the highest point of this slight recovery from the dip and back like a U-turn back upwards, and that's right here at this point, 2162. The bulls need to break through that, but that does not signify or guarantee that the bulls have gained control or that they're guaranteed to get back into bullish territory. This is just a stepping stone, and it allows us as investors to know where the momentum is going, and it's one step closer to the 50-day moving average, which is the true goal for the bulls, to turn that into a support and pull upwards to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. If you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. And all I'm asking for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time. Stay tuned on in. I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, and you guys will see the 3 home runs of the day. Stay tuned. So the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys today is one that I talked about before, and I really like the way it's been being up, and it's a great time to be watching it now more than ever. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we jump into these charts, may the 4th be with you. So here we are. These are the stocks that I watch every single morning, and if you want to get access to that, you can join us over at the Discord. The link is down below. You'll gain access to 100+ members in our community that are smart, intelligent investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. So let's go ahead and look at this, and if you want to become part of it, you are more than welcome to join us. The tiers and slots are filling up pretty quickly, and we look forward to having you join us. So HBP, right? I was about to say PB, but HBP was probably one of our worst performing. So it was currently sitting at 510 when I talked about it, and I stated it needed volume, okay? And when I talk about these stocks, it's not like that's the entry or that's the best price or that's the point. No, you just want to watch it, right? Because I'm watching it too. And it basically dropped to 490 and a low here of even 480. But right after that, it took off and hit a high of 586, a whole entire dollar. So this was a 20+ gainer, okay? This was our worst performing of the day. Then we have Blrx, which I went ahead and mentioned in the pre-market as well, right here. And it was jumping and pulling back at the time, so I was watching it carefully going into the market, and it had jumped because of positive results on phase 3 trial. It was currently sitting at 497. So 497 was pretty close to the point where it hit a low here of 480 before the pre-market ended, and then once it opened, it hit 475. So it dropped a few cents after that, and then right after that, it took off to $6 and some change. So this one had a big reaction. Then it pulled back again, giving another opportunity there of another 20 to 30% jump, okay? So yeah, this was one of those that gave 30+%, and right there, right off the bat, it was almost 50% from that drop there, but it was around 30 to 40+% within that area. So this was our second best player of the day of the stocks I was watching, right? Just because I'm watching it doesn't mean you need to act upon it, but you get access to seeing the stocks I watch every day. And every single day, I'm looking for 5 to 10%, and anything above that is great or a home run. And we hit home runs today all throughout. We went 3 for 3. And this was the best performing. A lot of the investors posted in the profits section. So if you join us, you'll see how many investors acted upon this and how it went for them. But this was one of those that early on, since I tell every single investor and viewer, all I'm looking for is 5 to 10%, and I've made videos endlessly talking about 10 to 20% is great, 20% plus is a home run, and as soon as you're in the 20s, 30s%, you know, it's up to me, right, when I'm an investor to take profits, and it's the same thing for you guys. But a lot of investors have started to realize that sometimes it's better to just lock in those profits than wait and see hopelessly and start losing it. So those that locked in profits, it turned out very well for them. And if you join us, you'll see it in the profits section. It was about 4 different investors, I think, or 4+, that actually had a great experience with this one. So I talked about this one early on, and it was sitting at 170 when I talked about it. Let's go ahead and look at that right here. So it basically was jumping on news from the previous day. I couldn't find any news today on it. So I guess the news started to reach investors and institutional investors or retail investors attention, and it was sitting at 170 when I saw it. And right there we see a dip. It hit a low of 153, and after that it took off. This stock from 153 to where it's at right now, it 2x'd. Okay, this was 100+% gainer once that jump happened, but within just minutes there was the opportunity right there to make anywhere from 20 to 40%, even upwards to 50 to 60%, even 70% at these highs. So these are the opportunities we look for in the Invest for Tomorrow community. You're more than welcome to join us. Today we went 3 for 3, all of them hitting home runs. Anything above 20% is a home run, 10 to 20% is a great day, and 5 to 10% is the realistic expectation, and really all I'm looking for every single day I trade. So if you want to become an investor that has an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses and learn through what I'm watching, you're more than welcome to. But just because I'm watching it doesn't mean you need to act upon it. I do want you guys to be aware of that. So what's the ticker symbol to add to your watch list? The ticker symbol I talked about last week, and I want every single investor and viewer to keep in mind, is Ford, guys. Ford had taken a beating, and it's getting close again to those lows after those lows of earnings back on the 29th, and then it kind of bounced right back up. So it's kind of sitting around that area. The closer it gets to $11, the more interesting. If it falls below it, I'll have to reconsider and reanalyze it, and that's something I would tell you to do as well. But do research and do your due diligence and check out what's going on overall in the market, because this is part of the S&P 500 index, and the S&P 500 index, we can see what happens. So the Ford stock here, F stock, is definitely one to watch and move with, because the opportunities might be in front of us or might be to come, right? And this stock does have potential because they have stakes in EV companies, and they're working their way into the EV sector. That's going to allow them to have a piece of the pie of the future revenue of the shift in the way the EV sector will impact the car industry. So Ford Motors has a chance. It is a blue chip stock. It went from being a penny stock to obviously over $10 this year, from last year to this year. And this stock has potential. I mean, if you look up analysis ratings and articles, there's very bullish outlooks. But this is the best time to watch it, especially after an overreaction of it dropping a total amount of $1.30. And if it drops a little bit more, that's a big move for Ford. It's a very slow mover, but when it moves, it moves. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.